So about a month ago, I asked you guys for specific suggestions on what Bethesda could do to fix Fallout 76 over in the Student Lounge, which is the viewer-voted nickname for the community tab here on the channel. Got some fantastic feedback so far, and while I work on compiling those into a video, giving credit to all the people in the comments, I thought I'd start off this suggestion box series with one of my own. A clever way Bethesda could allow players to pause the game in a manner of speaking. So we all know there's not really a way to fully pause an online multiplayer game. But what happens if you're jamming out with your character, you know, having a blast in the middle of a quest or something, and suddenly there's a knock at the door? Or maybe the phone rings and it's a call that you have to run and grab. Or maybe you just have to take a quick bathroom break or pull your dinner out of the oven so it doesn't burn down the house. As it stands now, you only have two choices, right? You either hide in a corner somewhere and hope a monster or griefer doesn't find you, or you just voluntarily quit the game. Neither of those options are really ideal. Now sometimes I get lucky and I find a place where I conceal myself behind a maglock door, but those are few and far between, and there's plenty of reasons why quitting to the main menu and starting over a moment later isn't that appealing. You know, sometimes you may only need 60 seconds for a bathroom break, for instance, and yet starting the game over again takes 3 to 4 times that long depending on your platform. Or maybe you're with a team and you don't want to lose your event progress. Or maybe you just launched a nuke and you haven't reaped all your rewards yet. Or maybe you just finished setting up all your crops and resource extractors at your camp and you want them to start yielding some goods before you exit. You guys can leave a comment below on other reasons why it's not ideal to leave the game and jump back to another server if you only need a moment away. I'm sure there's a bunch of other reasons I didn't mention. Well, I came up with a way Bethesda could allow players to quasi-pause the game and stay safe while they attend to whatever real-life needs they have for a moment. I actually like that, quasi-pause. That could be the nickname for it. Okay, so here goes. They could gift players with a portable cryopod similar to the device used to freeze Nora and the sole survivor in Fallout 4. Just like the camp device, it could be thrown on the ground and spring up into being. Then you could enter the cryopod and freeze yourself in place. Not only would this be ideal, but even lore friendly. You know, cryopods were present both in Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. Maybe even earlier, I don't know. There's also mechanics for it because the cryolator gun freezes targets. Even players can be frozen in Fallout 76 with the cryolator according to the update notes. All they'd have to do is extend the duration until manual exit. So Bethesda wouldn't have to create any new mechanics for it, they're already there. There's even an animation they could recycle for stepping into it, stepping into your power armor. See, I'm trying to make it sound super easy for them to add so they'll actually do it. Now once you're frozen, your only option is to thaw. So when you get back from the bathroom or finish paying the pizza guy, you can just thaw out from your cryopod, step out, and store it like you do your power armor chassis. Then continue about your way. There are even graphical assets they could recycle so they wouldn't have to create anything new. They could use the robot generating pods that you've seen in the game, or the robot stasis chambers, or they could reuse the pods seen in the TNT dome. Again, just trying to make it super easy for them. Now, if they don't like the freezing idea, then there is an alternative I came up with that would be equally cool, and it's actually using an asset that's existed in the game since I think Fallout 3 and has gotten no real actual mileage. We're talking about the Pulaski Preservation Shelters.
Pulaski, nuclear protection on a budget.
How cool would it be to have a portable version of one of those and finally give those things their proper due? As of now, they're just background props with no pragmatic value. So like the cryopod idea above, you could toss it down on the ground and it would telescope into full size. Then you could just step into it and close it. Supposedly they can withstand a nuclear blast, so you could certainly keep out some mole rats that happen to burrow up nearby while you're tucking your kids into bed or telling your mom you'll call her back. I mean, they already expanded the inactivity clock to either 15 or 30 minutes now, so that must mean they don't mind if you hang out on a server while you attend to something pressing for a hot minute. Now, to make it fair, they could limit the summoning of the quasi-pause device to only when you're not in combat. There's already a mechanic for that too. I mentioned in a previous video that I found some regenerating armor that only works when I'm currently not in combat. So they could just reuse that snippet of code, you know, to check against not being in combat. They could even make it so that you can't summon the device if any part of your hidden meter is red, like even caution and all that. And of course, you can place it down in the middle of a PvP fight to buff up. But when you're not in combat and there's level ground, you can just go into your Pip-Boy, select it from your menu, and place it like you do with your power armor. In fact, I would even give Bethesda a pass if they made it cost a couple of caps. Not more than a couple though, you don't want to punish players for needing to use the bathroom.
Nuclear protection on a budget.
But that would coincide with the lore because I think Pulaski preservation shelters were supposed to be coin operated anyway, and there'd have to be a way to lock it from the inside so other players can't just happen along and open it. Your food and water would still dwindle with this version, but at least you'd be safe from wandering enemies. It could also be used as a safe place to level up, because I like to take my time and make smart choices in the perk menu, and you can't really do that, standing in the middle of a field. It would even be cool if they made it have a one-way window, so you could see out but others couldn't see in. In fact, if Bethesda really likes the idea and wants to go hog wild, they could even create some new content and a quest around a Pulaski Preservation Services building, where, you have to hunt down the plans for a secret collapsible prototype. You find their corporate headquarters, and then you have to break into their R&D lab and then find certain parts on different levels to craft it from some discovered holotape blueprints. Once complete, you now have a way to quasi-pause the game without needing to leave the server. And I'm sure Bethesda would like it if more people didn't server hop anyway. Plus, this is a great way to show that they're listening to the fans. So, Bethesda, if you see this video, I'll just say this for the record. Feel free to take this idea and run with it. You don't need to pay me anything, you don't need to give me any credit, and you don't need to worry about me asking for any compensation down the road. I'm donating this idea to the public domain. And that goes for modders too, but hopefully Bethesda does this first. Now, if you do like the idea and want to show the Skooled Zone some appreciation with a little Easter egg or something, I would be honored. But don't sweat it if that's too much trouble. Just being able to use this device as I play would be cool enough for me. So let me know what you guys think. Throw a like on the video if you like the idea, so maybe Bethesda will see this. In fact, if anyone wants to throw the link to this video onto Reddit, that might double the chances they see it. In any way, shape, or form, I think this would be a nice gift to the community at large. And in the next week or two, I'll be posting the next video in the suggestion box series, which will consist of your suggestions from the Student Lounge post. Now, there's still time to get in your suggestions too. Just go to afterschooledclub.com and look for the post that starts out, "My Fallout 76 review is taking me a few extra days to edit because it's a very complex video." So open up the suggestions and leave your suggestion in the comments of that post. There are already some great ones there, so check those out too and upvote them. Let's make this happen, guys. Some people hate Fallout 76, some people love it, but there's always room for improvement. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video on the Skooled Zone. Peace out.
Thanks for choosing Pulaski.